McGillicuddy and Murderous Pawn Shop, Season 2, Episode 5, Dawn, Mumungus. October 5th, 1921, continued. I stared at Ariana in stupefaction. "What are you doing here?" I said. "Oh, come on," she said. "Don't ask stupid questions." "It's not a stupid question," I said. "Well, I'm obviously here for you, Maud." "Yes, I got that, thank you. I mean, what do you want with Maud? Why did you come to bother Maud? Was it to bring Maud a warm winter coat and a nice bowl of soup? Or was it to drag Maud back to the cave she just escaped from and make her eat gruel?" Ariana's eyes, to my surprise, filled with tears. "Maud Rath killed 3 of our men," she said. I softened. "I know." "I thought you were dead," Ariana whispered. She stumbled up to me and seized me in a hug. I hated Ariana so much in that moment, because I loved her enough to crush her ribs. She sniffled into my neck, and we held each other in a tight hug. "I missed you," she said. "I'll bear that in mind, Judas." Ariana groaned and pulled out of our hug. "We've been looking for you," she said. "After we found them, you know, the ones who died from the gas. Rath was gone, of course, and so were you, but we knew you couldn't get out of your cage. And I found the pen and figured you used a murder object. We all started looking, trying to find out which way you'd gone. They were all preoccupied with the objects right next to your cage, but this one, the crystal ball, had rolled 5 feet to the left. I found it. I came here after you, and I just had a sense. I've been waiting for about 12 hours. "And now you're going to let me go," I said. "No," Ariana said. "Yes, no, you really are," I said. "I'm this close, Ariana. I'm not going back in that cage." "Maud, I need you on my side." "Yes, well, I need you on my side," I said, "but you don't hear me whining about it." "Maud!" "Ariana, I will punch you if I have to." She pulled out a gun. "Oh, we are not friends," I said. "We are," she said. "We're just also enemies right now." With the gun still pointed at me, Ariana gestured to the crystal ball. I grabbed it, so mad, steam was coming out of my ears. I returned in a flash to the cave of the night enthusiasts. The smell of blood was all around me this time. I stepped back and coughed. Quite a few night enthusiasts were in the cave as well. They looked up as I entered. Ariana arrived a split second after me. "You found her," the small woman called to Ariana. "Good, good. Maud, get back in your cage. Ariana, report to Smithers." "What's going on?" Ariana asked. "Rath is coming back," the small woman said. "He said he would surprise us tonight. Now don't stand there talking. Go report to Smithers. We have a lot of spell work to do." Ariana, tight-lipped, ran off to see Smithers. I stood there for a minute as the night enthusiasts rushed around me, wondering if the small woman seriously expected me to walk back into my cage. So, they were expecting Rath. He'd been busy while I'd been away. The night enthusiasts were scared. Like ants moving in the darkness, they shivered and scurried all across the cave. I didn't know what they were doing, but every group seemed to have a plan, an occupation. They feared Rath like the bubonic plague. A man walked up to me, his black hat pulled low over his face. "You really care about her, don't you?" he said. I turned. I screamed. "Shh." The man put his finger to his lips. He took me by the arm and led me back towards my cage. Loudly, he said, that's it, back in the cage, no fussing." It was Rath. The hat mostly concealed his wooden face and puppet eye, but even still, there must have been a spell working in his favor. He'd been running around with all the night enthusiasts undetected. Then again, it was very dark in that cave. "How did you get in here?" I said. "Yes, they are very stupid, aren't they?" Rath said. "But I want to know, quite seriously, Maud. Does Ariana mean something to you?" "Yes, she does," I said. "How much? Are you friends? Lovers? Cousins? Give me an estimate of your affection." "Sisters," I said. "I love her like a sister, despite the fact that she backstabbed me." Sisters, Wrath said. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maud. He let go of me. We were halfway to the cage, and I swerved. Wrath walked one way, and I walked another. Keeping to the shadows, sidestepping through piles and piles of murder objects, I made my way to the door. It was almost there, too, when Wrath ruined everything again. He'd made his way to the center of the cave. Right beside the black gazebo, he set up shop. The cave suddenly exploded in a burst of fireworks. The night enthusiasts screamed. Purple pinwheels shrieked through the air, and all eyes turned to look at Wrath, who was now lit from below with a bright yellow light. He removed the hat with a flourish. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hester Rathbone, but you can call me Wrath. Dead silence descended. I decided this would be a bad time to try to bolt for the door. I'm the fellow who got put into a train car 3 years ago, Wrath said, by you lot. And now I'm here to kill all of you. Unless, of course, we can find some sort of compromise. Every night enthusiast stood perfectly still. I didn't breathe. Then, from the darkness and the stillness, the small woman strode forward. Wrath, she said, you may not kill the night enthusiasts. You have to answer to me. I'm afraid I only barely remember you, Wrath said, from when you murdered me. There was another fellow in charge when I got put into that train car. The small woman drew herself up to her full height, which wasn't very tall, but my stars, the way she held her shoulders, her spine so stiff. Even I was afraid of her, all the way in the corner. I am Dawn Mumungus, she said. I am head of the night enthusiasts. Oh, all right, that was her name. Dawn Mumungus. Oh, hello, Dawn, Wrath said. Do you know why I'm here? To get revenge, Dawn said. That's right, Wrath said. To get revenge. It's going to be fun. Now I want you to think very carefully about me, Dawn. I might have been encased in wood for the last 3 years, but I could still think. And when you can think for 3 years, you get very, very good at magic. You've all been rushing around here for the last hour when I was here with you all along. Now don't you think you should be, at least a little bit, afraid of me? Dawn Mumungus watched Wrath in silence. And if you should be afraid of me, Wrath said, then things don't look very good for you, do they? I want to kill every single one of you, like cockroaches. Swish. You should be very afraid. We didn't know what Wrath was going to do. No one was moving. It was like he had a cannon aimed at all our heads. Maybe he did. The thing is, Wrath said, I love to stir things up, so why don't we compromise? If you hand over one of your own, willingly, a life for mine, then I'll consider that enough revenge. That's justice, you see. You ruined my life intentionally. If you intentionally ruin the life of one of your own, then I'll call it fair. You'd let us trade one for many, Dawn Mumungus said. That's right, Wrath said. I promise to spare the lives of every night enthusiast, if you let me murder Ariana. We hope you've enjoyed Season 2, Episode 5, Dawn Mumungus, of McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop. McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop is written and performed by Minerva Sweeney Wren, all rights reserved. If you wish you were a magic unusual, fear not. When you subscribe to or review this podcast, you perform a magical deed by making it far more attractive to potential listeners. You can also gain magical powers by becoming a $1 patron at patreon.com/SweeneyWren. Results are not guaranteed. McGillicuddy and Murder's Pawn Shop will continue with Season 2, Episode 6, The Ariana Trade.